All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Space Dandy Season 2, Episode 13. We are here for the finale of the show. The series and the end of Space Dandy.
That's right.
But
will Space Dandy ever truly end? Or because of space-time continuum stuff?
Right. If anything, he will always be Dandy. He will be Dandy is end forever.
Always has been.
The beginning and the end.
Yep.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, this is Dandy.
That's right.
We're going to have a dandy time with it. At the end of this reaction and discussion, we will be announcing what won the Patreon poll to replace it.
Indeed.
It is a one-cour show that has a season 2 on the way, if that gives you any hints. So there's that. We do have a bit of interesting stuff that could carry over from the previous episode and from earlier parts of the show, in that Dandy being taken after the whole court hearing shenanigans was quite funny. But also there was a professor, like a university scientist guy or what have you, that he was discussing something rather interesting.
Pionium.
Yes. Yeah.
The MacGuffin material that makes Dandy apparently maybe the center of the universe.
Yeah, or have some kind of space-time significance that goes beyond our universe. So, what are the mysteries that will unfold in this finale? What bombastic way will this
pompadour
pompadour wearing
person
bastard just have a wonderful adventure? And how will these side characters have their stories end?
And will we actually get the Space Dandy and Space intro, or
for the final time?
Or did we already get the final listen of it?
I think we'll have it at the very end of the show.
Yes, that would be.
I think we'll have it when the episode is over.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll tweak it just a little bit, you know.
That's right.
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Well, I'll be damned, Space Dandy. You actually did a finale that was crazier than I could have expected. And a lot of this show turned out to be exactly like we were predicting. That it was Dandy's across multiple dimensions, thus having no memory regarding the whole thing there, but actually then at the end getting the opportunity to converge, be all, and be one in kind of a way I think that we also predicted in a lot of ways as they were building it up, because it was the most bombastic way that they could have this go. But then we had like personal stakes and like B being a Jicro spy that shoots Dr. Gel.
Yeah.
And then
the way they worked in all of the references in this.
Oh my God, yes, the Evangelion references were
especially
everywhere.
the Evangelion references. They were all over the place, and it was amazing.
My God.
And I'm not just talking about the cross explosions or things like that.
No, not
like
that. But
Dandy being the what's it thing. I forget what it was called in Ava, but
the original thing. The Lilith or
Lilith,
something like that. Yeah,
right, something like that. And then and then
with
having
the stuff,
right, and then you have the two doctors basically, or the doctor and the assistant, and then the assistant shoots the doctor
at the foot of the
or was it the other way around in Ava? But point is, you've got the two science people there, at Lilith, and then one shoots the other, and all this stuff. It's great. I love it. Love it.
It's so good. And then Dandy coming up as like a giant ray.
At the end. Oh my God.
This finale had so many little things that I feel like are just a giant love letter to anime, in of which the story, the show, the production, everything is kind of a love letter to all the people that got to work on this, as well as kind of like a thing of saying, hey, not only is this thing a thank you letter to all of you for working on this awesome thing, but we're going to let those of you that are here to work on the finale just cut loose, go wild, and have all kinds of crazy fun. Like the animation sequences of like the chases and stuff like that, and the explosions and all the different weapons and ships and stuff firing, going off and stuff like that. It was just an awesome backdrop to let these animators just go to town and have so much fun.
Yep.
And Space Dandy is the perfect show for that kind of thing to be done as well.
Oh yeah, and I love that even though this is a two-parter, what the first part plays into this one was basically just to get all the characters into one place so that then this episode could be pure execution.
Right.
Like,
there was there was maybe one little bit of things in that they needed to have the professor guy from the previous one he might have been even someone in the council of Johnny
maybe
back then in that episode, and we just didn't recognize him. But then when he shows up, I was like, oh my god, yeah, his garb. He's totally a member of the Jaicro Empire. Only someone with as fabulous an outfit as that, would be connected to Johnny.
Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There were so many little references and things like that.
Yep.
And yes, he brought his mech back into the fray of things here. Of course. And then of course they fought Perry's mech, which I love that Perry was ultimately just a guy, just a dude.
Yep.
Because of course, no, he's not some undead necrolord, space fantasy monstrosity. No, that's just a holographic projection of sorts. Yeah.
That's why we've never actually seen him in person. Why does he have that swirly thing there?
That's the hologram.
It's the hologram. And if anything, it's kind of a dead giveaway that it's a hologram.
Right.
But there you go.
Yeah, I just gotta say though, I love that we had this serious drama at the foot of the thing where Dandy's crucifix of sorts is.
Oh yeah.
And then B basically betrays Gel, but it's at the end basically, or coming up on the end, that Gel basically comes back to consciousness.
Yes.
And squeezes the life out of
too.
B. I was like, holy crap, this went dark. This went freakishly crazy.
But then take my ship.
Yes.
And it's like, yes. Because Dandy has style, and what better way to have style than to go soaring into the cosmic death of the universe in a BDSM Statue of Liberty while wearing your pompadour and fueled with the power of the booty.
Yeah, and not only fueled with the power of the booty, as they approach this inapproachable area or device or what have you, the entirety of everything that they have is stripped bare.
Indeed.
On the way. The Statue of Liberty is completely unveiled to us all.
And it's beautiful.
And wields a freaking lightsaber on its way, dancing and cutting through the dragons of pure cosmic energy or what have you. That whole sequence, that final sequence after the booty was revealed there, which I have to go back and observe the booty in all of its glory, because if I can see very closely, I want to make sure I'm aware as to whose booty we are.
It's definitely Honey's. Yeah. So it's not Scarlet.
Yeah, because Scarlet's wearing the professional getup and stuff. But I'm curious as to know how he sees.
Hold on, maybe it is Scarlet.
It's because the boobies of Honey are clearly visible,
and Scarlet was in the back, so maybe, yeah. No,
Honey.
No, that's Honey. Yeah.
Honey.
Yeah, that's short shorts.
But look at QT and Meow, no,
and
we're gonna lose him.
And I love that at the beginning, I didn't realize that it was the booty, and he's reaching towards them, but no, okay, yeah, all right, yep, there we go. Yep.
It's glorious, and then just anime eye powers activate. It's not that the Statue of Liberty gets unveiled, stripped bare, but actually throws back a cape.
Whoa. Oh my god.
and then literally like
spits him out.
Yeah, fights these tentacle laser things.
Right.
With lightsaber thing, and then spits him out of the mouth.
Right.
Sends him flying as his clothes get like
blown off.
Yep.
And just shoots in a laser, starfishing towards eternity.
You just can't make this up. And then he punches the device right at the apex.
Like there were points in this episode where I was kind of expecting like, okay, yeah, of course there's going to be really cool animation here, right? Like when the fleets show up and they're shooting each other. But that was actually fairly tame as far as the other stuff in the show, right?
Yeah.
But then the random punch that just obliterates the universe.
Oh my god.
All right. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the final twist of
the piece de resistance.
Yes, the narrator being like, so you see, I've actually been following you for quite some time, and we're like, ho, yes. Yep. The narrator is important beyond the stuff that we already got that was fourth wall breaking, but now we get the explanation for that.
Although I gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed because there's a major plot hole here.
Oh no,
there's a major plot hole. If the narrator is God, then that means God got turned into a zombie back on episode 4 or 5 or whatever it was.
No, that was another universe, Jacob.
No, but the thing is that if God is the one that can, control all the universes, then at some point God was jeopardized and turned into a zombie.
Yeah, in an iteration. Because this is the reason why God needs a replacement. Because Dandy is the only one that can exist in all the universes. By his own volition, God created a what is it? A rock that he couldn't smash? A rock that he couldn't lift?
A rock he couldn't lift, yeah.
Yeah. Dandy is that.
Okay.
Dandy is the culmination of all that is in the hearts of those of the universe. That is Dandy. And was focused into a specific being. Yep. And thus, for some reason, just decided to have his name be Dandy. It just felt like it,
And I gotta say, for all the time that, the narrator or God spent watching Dandy, really didn't pick up on much because you should have known that as soon as it's that, wait, I don't have a body? Well, then screw this.
I can't really
enjoy boobies. Like, what's the point then?
What is the point?
Like, he literally already died and had that whole thing happen, so, like, you would think you would have learned by now.
But one of the things that's wonderful about this, and this is something that the show is quite genius about here, is that Dandy has already transcended his mortal form here to become a being of pure energy. He is not God in the stance that he does not seat upon the chair of that. However, he did destroy the chair of God.
Indeed.
Which means that in this universe that collapsed, yes, Dandy still exists as this transcendent being of pure energy.
Or did he just recondense himself down into the Dandy that...
Oh, no, I get what you're saying. He would have been the only thing that would have been left. See, this is what solves the explanation of the origins of the universe. See, at one point, there was a guy with a pompadour.
Yeah.
And he saw boobies, and there was a great black canvas for him to explode upon. So, he came to the black canvas of just nothingness and decided
you had to phrase it that way?
Just erupt his dandiness for all to see, and then reconstituted the universe.
There you go.
And it always has and always will be.
And that's where the Big Bang came from.
Yep, exactly. A guy really wanted to see some boobies.
Yeah, it's a powerful motivator.
It's amazing. It was even just the imagination of boobies. He didn't actually see boobies at that time.
And now the fact that he did change his preference in this universe to legs.
He is evolved.
He's evolving, but that's something where given that, even in that previous universe it was called boobies, but he was all about the booty, right? I mean, he liked both for sure.
He did like both. He wouldn't discriminate.
And it is what you pointed out is very true, that the legs are an extension of the booty. They are where the booty
is the
comes
extension
from.
Of the legs.
Right, exactly. It's a more specific part, you know.
Yes.
But that was something where Dandy made a decision. He had a change of heart. But
because he does retain the memories now? because he then asked if QT was.
He does retain the memories
him?
now, it seems, but, and this is a big but, the ones that it's not as much of a fan of anymore.
Right, the ones he imagines.
Right, exactly. Boobies is still called boobies. It's not called booties or something like that.
Right. In that respect, Dandy loved the universe so much the way it is. For Dandy so loved the universe that he gave
his only begotten booty.
He gave his only begotten booty. Yep. Yeah, and whoever believes in the booty will not want for booty, but have everlasting booty. It's written. It is. That's just. I don't make this stuff up.
So say we all.
So say we all. Yeah. And at this point, in all times and spaces, Dandy has decided that it'd be better just to do things all over again. And you know what? Maybe the heat death universe is about to happen, in another few thousand years, 100,000 years. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll always have boobies, and the crew of the Aloha Oi will keep struggling to find their way to pay for their membership.
Yep.
Yeah. As a family. But I loved that we got to see just a little goofy rescue mission that leads to the most bombastic of animation that they could have for this finale.
I will say it would have been a bit much, like too niche of a reference maybe.
Sure.
But if QT had said, "I'm a leaf on the wind,"
God, that would have triggered my anxiety at the utmost level, because I'd be like, wait, no, why? You don't need to kill anyone.
Right.
There's infinite univerers.
But don't even go there. So perfect.
That would have been so good. I don't know.
It's too obscure of a reference,
No,
but
I don't think it is that obscure of a reference, really. Oh, yeah? I think that the main part that would have been weird about it is that it's obscure if you're an anime fan.
Sure.
If you're a fan of pop culture nowadays, I think maybe, but I would have to go back and check to see the timelines for Firefly and for Space Dandy. Because
Firefly was 2003, Serenity was 2005, and then Dandy was 14.
Right. So it'd been 10 years, but the question would be still, would people care, really?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in some ways they had only so much time to fit in their references here and stuff.
Exactly.
And they went for all the finale type references.
That's right.
Which I guess Serenity is a finale, sadly.
But it's not as it's not as well known of one. Here's Johnny, even though it's not an anime reference or anything like that.
Yeah, that could have been improv for all we know too.
That's true. That could have just been dubbed translation.
Right, that could have been just dubbed stuff because there wasn't any hard lip flaps that he needed to sync to, I think. So he basically was like, hey, let's just add this in there. It'll take 1.2 seconds in order to say. So
sure.
There you go.
Oh my god.
But
Star Wars font.
Oh. I think that was Star Trek, actually.
Well, there was
I know the transition one.
Because there were the two halves of the end card.
Yeah, the second half is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think that was Star Trek.
No, that was definitely Star Wars. You can tell from the S's and stuff. They blend right into the T's.
Yeah, I think if they did that, then they had to make it so different that it ended up looking like Star Trek to me. Because
I think so the first one is Star Trek, and then the second one is Star Wars.
Well, right, because the second one you can't get too close to to actual Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, they changed it up a bunch with the diamond or whatever, and then the Aloha going above it.
Right, because the diamond is stereotypically, I don't think it ends at the bottom here with the horizontal line, but that is that triangle part.
Okay.
With the frame, with the words right in the middle there, is a Star Trek style.
Gotcha.
So the text, you're right, is definitely Star Wars because of the S continuing out, the E at the bottom continuing out, the Y and the
S
P.
Connecting to the P. Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely a Star Wars thing as well. They would do that, the S and the T.
Yeah.
But
oh man.
Yeah, there were so many little goofy references in here.
Yep.
The surfing, we had to have that in the finale because that's where all the amazing animation went in the previous episodes.
There always has to be some kind of surfing in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Man.
I loved that it ended up being basically a goofy finale, but I gotta say, all the Evangelion stuff with Gel and B just killed me.
Well,
it was so good.
It's something where Gel and B are my favorite, probably, of the side characters, and I wanted more from them over the course of the show. You know, I understand that this is what we got. So the fact that we got good focus with them here is fantastic.
Yeah. Also, narrator being an actual character in the show, that's amazing. But also, it's just something that I feel like they had to do, now that I think about it. Because of the fourth wall breaking jokes that they did earlier, this is like them saying, those fourth wall jokes were actually foreshadowing.
Indeed.
And, having these little interactions between Dandy and the narrator are also perfect, because I love the voice of the narrator. The delivery is really strong. But the moment where Danny just goes, whoa, and he's like, this is a bit more than a whoa situation.
Right.
That delivery of the line is so perfect that I have to rewatch this show now in sub to see what it's like for the narrator. Because I don't think it's going to hit as well for me, depending on how they do things with the narrator.
Right.
I know Dandy is supposed to have an amazing voice actor in the sub, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think because of the comedy of the show, it'll probably be a bit different. Like, and I don't know myself, but I can imagine that one of the things that makes this dub really good is the translation of the comedy, so that way it still hits, even if it's a bit different than maybe how it was in Japanese.
Totally. But
oh man.
Yeah. Way to go. All the people that worked on this, you guys did a fantastic job. This is so much fun just to know that it exists. And I can eventually share it with those people that are like, I need some popcorn entertainment anime that I don't want to think too much about, but just want to have a good, goofy, Dandy time. Yeah, I could just serve them up a 2-season plate of Dandy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
all right, that's
this show's
the show.
done.
We are done with this one. Thank you all so much for getting us to watch it.
Yes.
And now it's time to go on to the next show, which will be Zombieland Saga.
Yep.
Zombieland Saga voted on by our patrons. Thank you so much for all the support. We'll be starting next week, episode 1. So if you want to see the first episode's reaction to Zombieland Saga right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. And you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
That's right. I wrote a sci-fi novel. It does not have a fourth wall breaking narrator, but it is really cool, and it does take place in space. It's called Battle Lines. It's on Amazon. If you're interested in checking it out, the link is in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.